May I come in, sir?
Yes, please come in. Shastri kaun tha?
Good morning, sir. Good morning, sir. Good morning.
Be seated. Your good name, please?
AMRITANSHU, sir.
AMRITANSHU. AMRITANSHU.
Yes, sir.
What does that mean?
Sir, AMRITANSHU refers to the cool rays of the moon.
Cool rays of the
Moon.
moon. What is Amrit?
Amrita refers to the moon, sir. Anshu refers to the rays.
But Amrit has some other meaning also.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Amrita means the elixir of the gods. But in my case, Amrita. So it also means the moon, sir.
AMRITANSHU. AMRITANSHU. Amrita plus Anshu.
Political science.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, what is your view about the international relations of India?
So my view with respect to the international relations of India is largely positive. We have been able to manage our neighborhood as well as the international challenges like the Russia-Ukraine war, Israel-Gaza war in a good fashion. And we have been also been able to use our leverages with respect to our economy and our growing stature to follow our policies of strategic autonomy and multi-alignment.
You said that we have been able to manage our neighbors. Is that a statement correct? What
Yes,
about
sir.
China? What about Pakistan?
Sir,
What about Maldives?
So
What about Myanmar?
So it is true that we are facing certain challenges in the neighborhood, but we also need to see that the steps which we have taken, for example, we are trying to balance China with our own economic strength and our trade ties which we have with them. Additionally, with respect to Pakistan, we are following a wait and watch policy. With respect to Nepal, we see that Nepal has been in a pendulemic kind of a situation that a particular government is very much pro-India while a particular government is against China. But we have also seen that the Nepali street has been very much pro-India, and we also have been able to gain certain river projects like in the West City River there, where the Chinese have been sent out. Coming to the point of Myanmar, sir, we see that it has been suffering from instability since a very long period of time after the coup in which the Tatmadaw took power from the elected government. But we have been able to manage our relations well with both the democratic forces as well as with the military.
And Maldives?
So the case of Maldives has been also of a pendulemic case where one government is very much with us and one government is very much against us. But in the recent case, we saw that the recent Maldivian president Muizu has been giving out a lot of provocative statements, especially with respect to the ministers who were also giving out not only racist statements against us, but also of our honorable Prime Minister. And I believe that the issues will be settled in the due course of time.
What has been our stand in Russia-Ukraine war?
Sir, our stand in any type of conflict has been of peace and stability. So we have asked both Russia and Ukraine to be the agents of peace and to come to the negotiations table so that the conflict can be peacefully resolved.
And in case of Palestine, Israel?
Sir, in the recent Israel-Hamas war, which is going on, there has been a multi-pronged stand by India with respect to this. India has always reiterated its support for the two-state solution with respect to Israel and Palestine. And additionally, it has also supported Israel's right to defend itself against aggressions by terrorist organizations like Hamas. However, we have also voted in the UN to ask Israel for a ceasefire so that humanitarian crisis can be averted in the Gaza Peninsula.
What is the role of America in all these USA in all these conflicts?
So at present, we see that USA is involved in two conflicts, namely Russia-Ukraine and in the Israel-Gaza conflict. Within Russia and Ukraine conflict, it is in US's interest to see that Russia is weakened and it preserves the security apparatus of the NATO, which had started since the Cold War and which has now gained newfound relevance owing to Russia's aggression in Ukraine. And additionally, with respect to Israel and Gaza, we see that USA has been trying to move back from these areas with security sharing burdens with Saudi, Iran, with Saudi, India, among others, especially the West Asian Quad, which was formed as a result of the peace treaties of the Abraham Accords. But with the recent aggression of Hamas, we see that USA is now improving its role with the recent attacks on the Houthi rebels in Yemen.
Okay. What has been the reason for Ukraine-Russia war?
So there are a few reasons for the Russia-Ukraine war. First would be the expansion of the NATO and the contentious policy of Ukraine with respect to joining the EU as well as of NATO. And it also increases the security dilemma of Russia with respect to the coming of NATO in its borders, especially in Ukraine. So Russia feels that it is kind of a strategy to target it and to weaken it in the longer term. And additionally, sir, we also see that certain pro-Nazi elements have also gained power in Ukraine, especially the Azov battalion, which is functioning in Ukraine, which is also a cause of concern to Russia because historically Nazism has been an enemy against the Soviet state, and at present it's the successor, the Russian state.
So was this reason good enough for Russia to attack Ukraine just on the apprehension that Ukraine was going closer to NATO?
So there are a few reasons behind Russia's response. First is the ethical dimension, in which we see that Russia launching an attack against Ukraine and leading to civilian casualties and the deaths of civilians on both sides is not a good step because it reduces the image of Russia as well as the side of Russia is also weakened because of the humanitarian crisis which is started in Ukraine. And now coming to the political strategy which Russia employed to invade Ukraine, it expected that it will win in a short couple of days. But now we see that the war has been extended. And so militarily also Russia has not been that much successful. So in hindsight, we can say that the gambit which was undertaken by Russia has not been completely effective.
Okay. So Amritanshu, you completed your BTech in electronics engineering in 2022.
Yes, sir.
So this must be your first or second chance?
So this is my second attempt and first interview.
First interview. Okay. And what is your subject? Optional one?
Political.
Political science. And your areas of interest are playing chess, watching movies and web series, reading non-fiction books. Which non-fiction book of late you read?
So I read India and Asian Geopolitics by Shiv Shankar Menon.
What does it say?
So it is the historical analysis of the Asian theater and the Asia state with respect to the rise of India, rise of China and the rise of the Asian tigers and how all of these factors are playing out in the overall geopolitics of the region.
Who is Shiv Shankar Menon?
Shiv Shankar Menon, sir, is the second National Security Advisor of India who served till 2014. He is an IFS officer and was later promoted as the National Security Advisor.
Okay, Mr. Amritanshu. From which area should I ask you the questions related with your state, related with the subject you have studied, related with the optional subject, hobbies, whatever you like, or according to my choice?
So according to your choice.
Okay, then I will ask one or two related with each.
Yes, sir.
Okay, related with badminton, who is your favorite shuttler?
So my favorite shuttler at present moment would be PV Sindhu.
PV Sindhu. Why PV Sindhu?
So there are a few reasons why.
Just be brief, important one.
So first would be that she comes from a not so good background and she struggled in her life to achieve what she wants to. And
what she has achieved so far?
So she is a double Olympic medalist in the Olympiads, and additionally, she is also now aiming for the
So
gold
she has won Olympic medal once or twice?
twice. Sir.
Twice. Is she the only woman to win gold medal twice in Olympic Games?
So she has not won a gold medal so far. She has won silver and bronze medals.
I said gold medal. Sorry, medals. Is there any other woman who has got medals twice in Olympic Games?
So I'm not able to recall
She's
that
the
fact.
only one.
Yes. Sir.
Okay, good. And who is your favorite chess player?
So my favorite chess player is Vishwanathan Anand.
Vishwanathan Anand. But his live rating is surpassed by someone, an 18 plus year boy. So should that not be your model? Because he's only 18 plus and he has surpassed the live rating of Vishwanath Anand. What is his name, by the way, from Chennai?
So he is Pragnananda. Additionally,
Yeah.
another boy also crossed it. It was D. Gukesh.
D. Gukesh. So D.
And
Gukesh, what is special with D. Gukesh? You are right that Pragyananda has broken the record of, he has surpassed the live rating of Mr. Vishwanath Anand. Now come to D. Gukesh. What is special with him?
So he is also a young chap from the.
So is he the youngest, second youngest, or third youngest, great grandmaster of chess?
Sir, I am not able to
He is
recall
the
that.
third
fact.
youngest.
Okay, sir.
And who is Abhimanyu Mishra?
So he is the youngest grandmaster of at present times.
Where from he is?
So he is from the USA.
That's right. And at the age of 12
At the
plus
age of
only.
12 years.
12 plus only.
Yes, sir.
He is the youngest so far. Good. So now related with which subject? IR, international relations. So how the crisis in Red Sea and in part of the Arabian Sea is affecting the global economy.
So recently, we see that the Houthi militants in Yemen have started to attack ships of the coast of Yemen, and it has impacted the global economy in a very big way. For example, we are now seeing that the shipping costs across the Red Sea have increased exponentially, and with that, the insurance cost and the fuel cost are also driving up. And overall, it has made goods and services costlier, and it has also led to countries.
Okay, good enough. Electrical and electronics. How the losses in the transmission and can be reduced?
So the losses in transmission can be reduced in a few ways. First would be to adopt good conducting devices like aluminum or silver, and additionally we can also try to reduce the service area so that the eddy currents can also be reduced.
Okay, National Electronics Policy. What is that? What it says? National Electronics Policy.
Sir, I am not able to recall the facts at this present. I have to brush
Okay,
up
where
this.
from lithium is discovered?
So recently, lithium has been discovered from Jammu and Kashmir.
From Jammu and Kashmir
and Rajasthan as well, sir.
Rajasthan as well. Okay, good. And where are we going to manufacture semiconductors in the country? And there is a probability that by the end of this year, 2024, we will be able to do so.
So there have been a few areas where we are planning to manufacture our semiconductors. One is in Gujarat, second is in Maharashtra, and third also there is a potential project which is coming up in Odisha as well.
Okay, last question related with your state. There were 3 backward states, Bolangir, Koraput and Kalahandi, and now these have been bifurcated and trifurcated into how many districts? Most backward districts of your state.
Sir, my knowledge seems deficient. I have to read up
These
on
are
this.
8 in number. Anyway, if you are selected in IAS and posted in one of these districts, 8 districts, which are the most backward districts of your state, and more or less the problems related with these all districts are more or less same. So if you are posted as district magistrate, then what else would you like to do to uplift these particular districts, which are the most backward districts of your state?
So
what is already happening and what else would you like to do if you are posted as district magistrate in any of these districts?
Sir, With respect to these districts like Kalahandi, Balangir or Kendrapada, that type of districts, I think the state is trying to improve the agricultural diversity of these places so that people now have more opportunity to do their pursuits. For example, we now see that Kalahandi, which earlier used to be recognized for starvation-related deaths, has now been transformed into the rice bowl of Odisha.
Rice ball.
Yes, sir.
Are these not the rain-fed districts?
Sir,
And would it be a great idea to promote rice cultivation there? As far as I know, most of these districts are rain-fed. Rain-fed means
dependent
where
on
agriculture
rainfall.
depends on agriculture.
Yes, sir.
So my question here is whether at all will be a wise step to promote rice cultivation there.
So not only rice cultivation, we need to raise all amounts of crops there so that we are able to utilize the almost 3 harvesting seasons which are available to us
Okay,
there.
that's right. But definitely it will be better if we raise rain-fed crops there. Cereals, pulses, these are the rain-fed areas crops.
Yes, sir. If we are raising it in a sustainable way, then I think we can manage that area well, not only by economically uplifting, by also improving the social security and the nutritional deficiencies, which
Okay,
are
what
also a
else?
factor.
Number one, number two.
So additionally, I would like to improve the law and order situation of these areas because these areas have a high
Okay, next.
crossover with. Additionally, sir, I would also like to improve the educational and skill developmental opportunities in these areas.
Which scheme of Ministry of Jal Shakti would you like to implement the most there in those rain-fed areas?
Sir, I would like to implement Har Ghar Jal scheme.
Har Ghar Jal, but that is related with the drinking water facility. Har Ghar Jal, Har Ghar Nal.
Additionally, sir, I would also like to implement drip irrigation systems, which are.
Yeah, drip irrigation could be, and Jal Shakti Abhiyan is the most important one. Conservation of rainwater in situ.
Okay, sir.
Catch the rain is the important slogan related with that, please.
Okay, sir.
Amritanshu, recently your government, your state government has taken a lot of initiatives to promote Indian sports. Can you name a few?
So the Odisha government has taken a few steps. The first and the foremost would be the promotion of hockey and the sponsoring of the Indian women's as well as the women's team completely in that area, and development of new sports stadiums at Raulkela and Bhubaneswar. Additionally, we also see that football is being promoted in a big way by establishing the Odisha Football League as well as the Odisha Football Club. And recently, MOUs has been signed with Chessbase India, NGO which is promoting the cause of chess in India, and to establish centers of excellence in Odisha.
So these are the 3 sports. Are there any
Yes,
other
sir.
sport? Athletics?
So some amount of athletics is also being promoted, but so far results have not been that much satisfactory.
Okay. Specifically in football, what steps have been taken by your government?
So I mentioned a few steps with respect to establishing the Odisha Football Club and the football leagues. And we also see that training centers have been established in Bhubaneswar and in Sundargarh, which used to be the heart of all the sports in Odisha. And we are also now seeing that the nutritional requirements of the athletes are also being now properly met.
What is the main reason why India is, much below the global ranking in football? What do you, in your opinion, what is the main reason? Why is India lagging?
So there are a few reasons. First would be our cultural apprehensions with respect to sports. We used to believe that sports is not a remunerative career, and as a result, parents used to not be encouraged to send their kids into sports. But that changed after cricket. But it also led to another difficulty, that cricket was over promoted in India, which reduced the market of the sports. But of late, we are now seeing that other sports are also being monetized, and Indian sports teams are also performing well with respect to football.
Oh, good. And what is, you've taken part in, actually won bronze medal in the case study championship. What is the case study method? What is case study, and how do you have a championship in that?
So case study is a problem statement, and a problem statement in a real-time scenario which is given to the people. In this regard, my case study championship question referred to creating of a women's IPL franchisee team, and how the dynamics of it would be managed, and what would be the revenue sources, and how will you make it more easier for women to participate in sports, and how to make women's cricket a big name in the Indian society.
So, your case study and the things which you laid down, have they been followed by this women IPL which is happening now?
Sir, I don't have an idea with respect to that, as the competition was conducted by IIT BHU, and I don't know whether IIT BHU has any association with the women's IPL.
Okay. Apart from the book you mentioned, what is the other book which you have read, the new non-fiction book?
Sir, I also read India's Untold Story of Partition by Narendra Sarela.
Nanda Sarela. What is that untold? Is it a very micro level stories?
Sir, Narendra Sarela was the ADC, was the last ADC to Lord Mountbatten in the partition days. So he points out how the partition was a product of the British themselves and not much as of the Indians, and how the British schemed to wean away Pakistan from India and to establish their security apparatus in Pakistan to counter the Great Game which was being played in the Central Asia by the USSR.
Which game?
The Great Game which was being played.
The Great Game. But there's another motive why Britain, and also they convinced USA that Pakistan, India and Pakistan should be partitioned, because they needed another. There was another motive for that.
So I believe
And that's why they had good relations with Pakistan to begin with. What was the reason?
So I believe that the Americans were convinced by the British outlook that Hindus and Muslims were two different nations, and it followed the two-nation policy propagated
You
by
feel
Sir
so?
Hull.
Do you also feel that they're two nations?
Sir, I don't feel that they are two nations, because India has always been a united society, and all of us have lived together in peace and harmony. But if external actors and certain disaffected elements are trying to disturb that, I think that it would be unfair to the Indian society to call it a society of many nations, if you could say that.
Okay, thanks.
Amritanshu, War of Kalinga.
Yes, sir.
And in Indian history, we have two, Ashoka the Great and Akbar the Great. First question is, why only two, Ashoka the Great and Akbar the Great?
So the
We
title
don't
of
have the
great.
Chandragupta the Great.
So the title of great is a very subjective one, and it has been debated by historians all the world over. And in this context, we see that Ashoka and Akbar are the two monarchs of India who have been given the great title. So with respect to Ashoka, it was his policy of Dhamma, and he was the first one who united whole of the Indian subcontinent into one empire. And with respect to Akbar, it was the policy of religious tolerance and the fact that he established the Mughal Empire effectively in India.
Some of the people think that Ashoka is the main cause of the downfall of the Indian political system. When he adopted theory of Dhamma, a king, he should have gone to the Himalayas and adopted whatever he liked. But he became the king, and he was on the seat and then started religious teaching. That is why the military action and all these things became weak, and the foreign invaders, they invaded India. What is your opinion?
Sir, with respect to Ashoka, he had his own sets of faults as well. The fall of the empire of Ashoka was not only the result of his policy of pacifism, but also because of his policy of overextending the bureaucracy and over expenditure of the state, which led to the fiscal policy of the Mauryan Empire decline. But now coming to the policy of whether he should have conquered more, we see that the persons who stay in India and the monarchs of India have a tendency to not venture beyond the natural borders of India. And there was not an economic rationale that Ashoka would have ventured beyond. He already had control of the largest empire in whole of India, and it was a prosperous empire. So he felt that a policy of peace would be best suited for his purpose. And as a result, he followed the policy of Dhamma Vijaya. But when we see that rebels from the northwest tried to attack his kingdom, he employed the way of the sword and he suppressed the revolts brutally.
Contribution of Subash Chandra Bose in Indian, say 5 contributions.
So the contribution of Subash Bose has been manifold. First would be that he successfully implemented the revolutionary policy which was started by the Gadarite movement, which wanted to sow dissension within the armed forces of India. Second would be the usage of Azad Hind radio, which emboldened the Indians who went for the Quit India movement of 1942. Additionally, we also see that the self-confidence of Indians, and particularly the Indian troops, had also increased with the rise of Subhash Chandra Bose. Fourth would be his policy of inclusion of women into the armed forces with the Rani of Jhansi Brigade, which was started under the Indian National Army. And fifth would be his policy with respect to economics, like the National Economic Policy of 1937 and the National Planning Commission, which was established by him when he was the President of Congress.
There is everybody knows about it, controversy, whether he died or whether he survived, and so many things. What is your opinion, whether he survived or whether he died in the plane crash? And with logical reasons.
Sir, when an important leader dies, so it is rumored that any incident with respect to his death is published immediately, and it is not under that much transparency. And Subhash Bose was a wanted person in the hands of the British and the Americans. So I don't have my opinions completely formed here, but seeing that the Americans and the British were after him in a very big way, as they were after every such perceived war criminal. So it could be also that Subhash Bose had escaped, but it could also be that he was unlucky and he died during the air crash.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
So, Amritanshu, we feel that you have done very well as far as mock interview is concerned.
Thank you, sir.
And your knowledge appears to be good. Your expression is also very good. Your confidence is also very good. With that, would you like to suggest something?
एक दो बातें. Amritanshu, as it has already been said, you are a very good candidate. There is no doubt about it. Conversation is okay. Body language is okay.
Thank you, sir.
At one or two places, answers were too long.
Okay, sir.
But at most of the places, it was precise and concise.
Yes.
So maintain that. Honesty is also reflected. Whenever you don't know answer of any question, it is better to say that you don't know rather than giving wrong answer. That is also reflected. No problem. So from when is your interview?
Sir, my dates have not been announced so far.
Okay. So at least 1 month and it will be even 2 months or 3 months. So don't let this chance go.
I will try my best,
This
sir.
year only you have to compete for your first choice, not second.
I will try my best,
Okay.
sir.
And related with your name and till hobbies and the current affairs, identify probable questions and prepare them very well. For example, नाम से ही आपसे ऑलरेडी पूछा गया है अमृतांशु से रिलेटेड. अमृतकाल, आज़ादी का अमृत महोत्सव. आज़ादी का अमृत महोत्सव किस डेट से शुरू हुआ? किस डेट से शुरू हुआ था वैसे?
Sir, I am not able to
दंडी
recall.
मार्च वाली डेट से है,
Okay,
महात्मा
sir.
गांधी से रिलेटेड. अब
Okay,
तो हो
sir.
गया, आज़ादी का अमृत महोत्सव मना
Okay,
लिया.
sir.
अमृतकाल का वो कितना
Yes.
पीरियड अमृतकाल का
Yes,
और
sir.
विकसित भारत एंड ऑल
Yes, sir.
दैट, ये सब आपके नाम से रिलेटेड हो
Yes,
जाएंगे. इसी तरीके से नेशनल इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स पॉलिसी
Yes, sir.
हैं
Yes,
और
sir.
ये अपना सेमीकंडक्टर वगैरह इससे
Yes, sir.
रिलेटेड 4G 5G.
Yes, sir.
अब आप अपने आप से हमसे ज़्यादा जानते हैं.
नहीं सर.
उनको आइडेंटिफाई करिए और उन्हें अच्छे से करिए. नो नेक्स्ट चांस.
Yes, sir. I will try my best.
I feel you are a very good candidate. बहुत balanced, बहुत अपना ये करके controversial topics पे भी you can navigate well. और अच्छा बॉडी लैंग्वेज.
ये आपने बहुत अच्छा आंसर, लास्ट वाला थोड़ा मुश्किल था कि आपके ओपिनियन बहुत अच्छे से टैकल किया आपने. सुभाष चंद्र बोस वाला.
Yes, sir.
ऐसे ही maybe you won't get such controversial, but maybe you will get.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So you
Yes,
should
sir.
be prepared for that.
Yes, sir.
How to
Yes, sir.
wriggle out, how to
Yes, sir.
handle it. बहुत
Yes.
अच्छा ये. I feel कि you are a very good candidate.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
All good wishes.
Thank you, sir.
And you will definitely get through. You will get first choice.
हम आपका नाम वहाँ देखना चाहते हैं. देखो उसे, देखो फोटो.
Hopefully, sir.
Wish you all the best.
नॉट नेक्स्ट ईयर.
I will try my best.
बहुत late
एरिया
है.
जो है you
बहुत late हो रहा है.
should work on is electrical और जो आपका ये है ना,
Yes, sir.
the kind of the work that you have done,
Yes, sir.
उसमें you might be asked questions about entrepreneurship, why the industry is not developing, हम लोग manufacturing नहीं हो रहा
Okay,
है,
sir.
etc etc.
Okay, sir.
So you should work on that.
Okay, sir.
Because that is a big issue for
Okay,
our
sir.
country.
Okay, sir. And so, with respect to the electrical and electronics engineering, will they ask me too much of a technical
नहीं,
question?
the things which are in public domain.
Okay, sir.
भाई सेमीकंडक्टर बन जाएगा इस साल के एंड तक उम्मीद है,
Okay,
ये
sir.
है नेशनल इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स पॉलिसी है,
Okay, sir.
जो कि और लोगों को भी पता थोड़ा बहुत होनी चाहिए, वो ही
Okay, sir.
चीज, ये नहीं कि बहुत डेप्थ में जाएंगे,
Okay, sir.
ऐसा कोई टेक्निकल क्वेश्चन आपसे
More
पूछेंगे,
as smart meters.
उसकी उम्मीद कम है, पूछ
Okay,
सकते
sir.
हैं, लेकिन
Yes, sir.
उम्मीद कम है. The
Okay,
things
sir.
which are in public
Okay,
domain.
sir. Okay, sir. No, so I was just thinking कि मतलब टू मच ऑफ डिटेल में ना चले जाएं बिकॉज कि उसमें
भाई वो
मशीन्स
तो
मोटर
देखो ऐसा कभी हो
हाँ,
नहीं
सर.
सकता है,
हाँ.
नहीं होगा तो नहीं पता तो नहीं पता,
Okay, ठीक है.
गलत आंसर नहीं देना है,
Okay,
बस ये
sir.
ध्यान रखिए,
Okay,
आज
sir.
आपने नहीं
You come
दिया.
out, उसी समय ये करके the first question you feel कि they are going in,
Yes, sir.
you say कि sir I'm really out of touch.
Yes,
नहीं
sir.
नहीं, ऐसा कह दीजिए, एट प्रेजेंट आई एम नॉट एबल टू रिकॉल, सर आई डोंट रिमेम्बर, आई
Okay,
डोंट
sir.
नो, व्हाटएवर यू
Okay,
वांट,
sir.
लेकिन कॉन्फिडेंस के साथ,
Yes, sir.
कॉन्फिडेंस लूज नहीं करना है.
Yes, sir.
आप हमसे पूछेंगे, हम क्या सारे क्वेश्चन बता
Yes.
देंगे?
Okay.
Yes.
Wish you all the
Thank you,
best.
sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Namaste, sir.